Porn is poison to intimacy. And it's something I used for 16 years.
I never used it, and this is why I'm here as a compassionate witness to Jonathan telling the story and how porn affects relationships.
Yeah. This is also based on what I've learned from working with many men who have been able to, reveal their addictions and use of porn. And even to this day, I'm encountering conscious men in relationship who are using porn, and something that needs to be brought more awareness to. And I'm excited for this opportunity to share my own journey and to offer insights and ways to move away from it. Yeah. So my name is Jonathan McCall.
My name is Sasha Nova.
And we're embodiment and intimacy mentors for mission-driven entrepreneurial couples who are really looking to strengthen the relationship and build a legacy of love. So my journey with porn actually began when I was 12 years old. And I had magazines in that, and I remember shortly after, like about that same time, my dad actually gave me porn, some VHS tapes.
Where'd you get the magazines from?
Friends and that. They were just swapping around. And I said my stepdad gave me VHS tapes, and which is kind of crazy when I think about it, because I think of that as someone who loved me and yet gave me something that's so damaging. But ultimately, what I've realized now is that was likely as a result of his own fear that I was gay, because I was a very emotional child. I was born an empath, and something I only understood. And anyway, as a result of this is when I really began to shut down my connection with my feelings and my emotions, and really began to become more disconnected from the feminine aspect of myself. And this wasn't just porn. This was also like, cannabis and alcohol and that. But porn, I used porn basically up till when I'm age 28. And this really disconnected me from my ability to really connect with the feminine in deep ways. And really just because I was had a difficult time really connecting to myself. There was a lack of self-love in that. And I noticed most of my relationships basically up to the point when I stopped watching porn were very shallow. They weren't very deep. And because the truth is, porn disconnects couples from presence and passion. And it trains the nervous system for novelty, not depth. And this creates numbness and disconnection that no matter how harmless you think it is, it's like your partner, likely women, will feel it, will notice. I'm curious, do you find a lot of men are able to look you in the eye fully, like hold your gaze? Is this something?
I think you've asked this to me before. It's not like I spend a lot of time outside looking men into the eyes.
It's true. We don't get enough.
Well, not a good question right now.
I ask this because I know I'm at this point now where I can generally tell when man uses porn. And I think most women know when man uses porn, because when you watch porn, it's essentially wiring your nervous system for shame, like wires shame into your nervous system. And it's just, understand that the reason why I really use porn and all these numbing substances, and why so many men do, is because it helps us to better deal with emotions that we really don't know how to handle. Essentially, so many men don't know how to really fully feel their emotions, right? I often describe it as like, where women have like a set of like 64 different colored crayons, men have like 3 or 4, that they actually know and understand and feel safe to feel and express, right? And as a result, this really creates a major disconnection from our emotions, essentially the feminine polarity within each one of us. And as I said, for myself, it wasn't until I really stopped using porn in 2012 that I actually really started to have like be able to access my emotion, really using that energy to for my healing and awakening, and essentially rewire my nervous system and my dopamine centers. Where I wasn't just looking for instant gratification. And that's a big part of why men are so addicted to porn as well, because it's like instant gratification, right? They're just getting those dopamine fixes, and there's a major desensitization as a result. And how this affected me was, like I said, through really shallow, not very deep relationships, and also really self-abusive to myself. And most of my injuries I sustained through, as a martial artist from basically the age of 13 as well, were generally on my left side of my body. You can actually see this in I got cauliflower ear here, I got scars, my eye, and I just issues my shoulder, my knees, my hip. Like my left side really took a lot of the beating, and that's essentially the feminine side, right? So that was really just my body telling me, like, your life telling me, like, stop abusing my feminine, really, and start listening and start tuning into that part of me. And yeah, I'm going to take a deep breath here, because this is something I'm realizing, like, I haven't fully acknowledged, like, to the degree I am now, and I have been lately. And yeah, it saddens me. I feel really sad, and I feel angry by it. And also how it would have impacted my relationships, prior to, especially prior to stop watching porn. But even, after, I was definitely more present with my relationships, but it was still this conventional sex. And if you haven't checked out our earlier videos talking about conventional sex, then I highly encourage you to do so, because what we don't know, we don't know. And it wasn't until I really moved to Costa Rica and slowed my life, everything down, and really focused on really put all my energy onto essentially creating that inner union, where I fully acknowledged and honored the feminine qualities within me, my intuition, my empathy, my compassion. And this is when this beautiful woman came into my life. And that's when we really kind of just got self-initiated into sacred sexuality. How's all this landing, Sasha? I'm curious.
I am surprised how affected you are by it now, by telling this story, considering how much healing work we have done. And this just goes to show that, I guess, big part of us processing our experiences is being able to share them with the world, and like admit it to ourselves, speak it out loud, and I guess in a way like own that part of our experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I'm curious, how does it feel to speak it out for you now?
It feels really good. As Sasha says, this is when we speak it out loud, this is a part of the way we process these emotions, right? And the funny thing is, I've done a lot of men's work, and I have shared about my experience with porn, and also witnessed many other men experience it, sharing their own stories and struggles with it. And yet there's still that a little bit of, like I said, that
what is the emotion?
What is the emotion? It feels like a little bit of shame, which is crazy, because you have no idea how much work I've done, and how much releasing I have done.
No, I think what's crazy is that you quit porn in what,
2012.
So that would be like 13, almost 14 years.
And in that time, also practicing sexual kung fu, essentially practicing semen retention. So not just letting go of my, ejaculating, like really using that energy for my healing.
So can we ask, is this your personal shame, or is this just the collective masculine shame?
Okay, this is where it gets interesting. I feel this is mostly a collective masculine shame. And what Sasha and I have recognized is because of the amount of healing we've done, the amount of layers we've peeled back through our, like societal and ancestral conditioning, we've moved to more of a collective healing, and which is kind of frustrating at times. When we're working through stuff that's not even ours, that's not even like things that it's like, well, no, I've worked, I've already cleared that, and yet here I am feeling these feelings of shame. And this is just because the truth is, like, I'm part of the human collective. I'm part of the masculine collective on this planet. And as an empath who has really chooses to keep my heart fully open, even while swimming in a sea of suffering and unprocessed emotions here in North America, compared to our spiritual bubble when we were living in Costa Rica, it's very much alive. So.
I do want to say that Jonathan is a natural sexual healer, actually. This is a big part of his gifts, is to be able to unblock people's stuck energy in the body, which is all life force energy, sexual energy, whatever chi, prana, same thing. It makes sense that you would be maybe transmuting for the masculine collective a little bit as you're sharing the story. Do you want to be with the shame so that we can give it some more space? A little bit, like a minute or two. And this can serve all of you men and women watching this. Just do it with us.
You want to guide that? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, I'm willing to save it.
All right, so 11:22 our time.
Okay.
All right, so are you able to connect to the shame inside your body?
Yeah.
Is it in a specific area?
I went right from my sacral area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm just placing my right hand over my sacral, just a few inches below my navel, my left hand over top.
Those of you watching this video, you can place your own hand on whatever area in the body that the shame is held in. Maybe closing down the eyes and then bringing all of your awareness into that area. We're going to do a very quick rain technique that is super simple and you can use anytime you're dealing with any emotions. And there are 4 different steps to it. And the first one is recognize. So as you're recognizing, you can say to yourself, hi, shame, I see you. You can say it out loud or inside your own self. And then, you want to say it?
Hi, shame, I see you.
And the second part of is when you recognize, you will begin to allow the feeling of shame to simply be there as you're breathing with it. And allowing is just this witnessing of the emotion, giving it space, breathing around it, and then noticing if it is going anywhere else, when it's moving, or maybe it's intensifying or lightening as you're holding your awareness on it. So maybe you can describe what's happening when you are doing the recognize and allow.
It's like it's dissolving. It's like feeling lighter in my body. It's more energy flowing freely. Which is really nice.
Beautiful. Are you ready to move on to the I and the N? We're going to move to the investigate and nurture portion of this technique. So investigate stands for investigating and inquiring, like, why are you here, or what do you need? We can ask a question which is, What would you like to say to me right now? What do you want to express to the collective? Or if that's a hard question, you can ask, is there something that you need from me?
To be witnessed fully. No more lurking in the shadows.
Beautiful. And you can have your own answer. Maybe for you, it could be like, share this part of my life with someone else. All right, so we're going to move to the end part of the rain technique, which is nurture. And this is when you can speak to this emotion, maybe offering it just your love and presence, like, hi, shame, I am finally ready to see you and be with you fully. Maybe I recognize that this is part of the sacred wound of humanity and we're all in this together. Maybe there is an image of a color that wants to be wrapped around this shame and feel supportive. So really asking, how do I want to nurture myself after looking into this discomfort within? Anything that comes up for you that you want to speak?
Yeah, I'm being called to nurture this area with the color of pink, which is all compassion. Just really bringing a lot of compassion to the emotion of shame within the masculine collective.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we close? Any other way you can nurture?
Just feeling a lot of gratitude for this opportunity to speak to this core wound that's created so much disconnection between men and women, within and without, and grateful and honored to be able to serve in this capacity and to bring awareness to the poison that is pornography.
Beautiful. So just coming out of this meditation, feeling a bit lighter.
I am. Thank you, love. Yeah, we didn't script this one, guys. Really didn't know how that was going to come through, and I'm really grateful for how it unfolded. So beautiful. So, especially for you, well, for you men especially, like really encourage you to stop watching porn. Of course, it's not just that easy, right? It's like we all have something we want to use to numb, distract, and just turn down the volume. And because we live in a crazy world, but I really encourage you to really give full awareness to just how destructive pornography is and how it disconnects us from the feminine. And the more we can really better connect with that inner part of us, like really acknowledge and honor the feminine within us, the more the women in our outer world are going to feel safe to be, really. And it's going to allow us to be able to better be better space holders for ourselves, to feel those emotions as opposed to, and allow them to fully be expressed as opposed to repressing them. And this is going to allow for greater trust in ourselves, and in our partners are going to feel greater trust in us as well. And for you men, like if you are in relationship and you are using porn, obviously, like just to quit porn like that is not necessarily easy. And I was, what you can do that could actually strengthen intimacy with your partner is maybe create a video just for the two of you, and use that as a way to wean off porn. And this way you're not practicing energetic infidelity, right? Because the truth is, if you're watching porn in a relationship, that is an energetic leak, that is infidelity, right? So, and then ultimately, basically, is just rewiring your nervous system, like arousal for like connected to your heart and your purpose. This is really what's going to allow you to use that sexual energy for your manifestation of your dreams. And if you're like Sasha and I, we have big dreams. We're here to co-create together, and we use the sexual energy to really strengthen our ability to manifest and to really show up in our full power.
How can I work with you?
Yeah. So this is
let's close this. I think we're at the end.
Yeah. If you're interested to go deeper, I work mentorships like for basically entrepreneurial men who are either in relationship or they're really looking to prepare for sacred partnership. And I really essentially create that structure so that you can learn how to cultivate awareness and learn how to take empowered action to maintain your center, and as opposed to defaulting to porn or numbing substances, and really hold you accountable to really stop leaking energy, stop leaking your life force. So with that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your comments, how this impacted you, and what you'd like to see more of.
And check out all the links below. We have a power and presence toolkit for entrepreneurial men and women to move from stress to coherence and presence in minutes.
Yeah, this is really what resiliency is all about. It's like your ability to come back to baseline in any moment. And the more you take these, explore these empowered practices, the more you increase your baseline. So you become more and more empowered.
You're happy?
I am happy. Thank you so much, love.
You're welcome. Good job.
Thank you. I love you.
Very nice.
All right. Take care.
Take care.